But if you think about it, most wars when religion gets entangled into a culture and even government, most wars have started because of that.
So that's a talking point that has no basis, and that's okay because a professor told you that. So let's go to the truth. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions. What religion did Mao Zedong believe in, the great murderer of China who killed 50 million people?
I don't know.
Yeah. He was an atheist. What religion did Joseph Stalin believe in, who killed over 30 million people of the Soviet Union?
An atheist.
He was an atheist. So that's 80 million people murdered in 2 countries in just the 20th century that did not believe in any religion. So it's an easy talking point to say that religion causes war, but in reality, it seems as if actually totalitarian dictatorships rooted in atheism and a lack of the divine is what caused more human suffering in the 20th century than not.
Hey my love, so you're welcome back to my channel. It's your girl BB Hair Froze, and I'm back again for another reaction video. So I bring to you Charlie Cake, and the title of this one is Charlie Cake says about liberal artists or atheist. I hope I pronounce it well. Charlie Cake tears apart Charlie Cake tears apart liberals, atheists. Guys, I can't wait for us to watch this. This is gonna be a heated one. It's gonna be a banger, right? So if you haven't subscribed, don't want to hit the subscribe button, subscribe to our channel, give us a good thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get right into this video.
My name is Ranger. It's nice to meet you. All right, hello, my name is Ranger. It's nice to meet you both. So I have 2 questions for you. The first of which is, you were talking about you want an America that fears God. But it's believed to be back to the fundamentals of when this country was started and the Constitution was made, that there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, but it seems you don't believe that anymore.
Well, where does it say that in the U.S. Constitution?
It was written in the Constitution. I don't exactly remember what part, but it has been written.
It's not, actually. So, and that's okay. I'm going to help you out here.
Okay.
There's the Free Expression Clause and the Establishment Clause. So what you're thinking is of the First Amendment. What you're thinking of is that Congress shall make no law prohibiting or promoting the exercise of religion or the free exercise thereof. Now, mind you, the separation of church and state is not in the U.S. Constitution. And that's okay. Not a lot of people know this. It is from a letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote in 1803 to the Danbury Baptist Convention in Massachusetts, saying to the church, the government will not come after you. There was no question at the time of the founding that God played a central role in all of our government. In fact, God is there in 4 times mentioned in the Declaration of Independence. And never should we, and you would agree, there should never be separation of morality in state.
But then I have another question, not the second question, but do you believe there should be a separation between those 2 things, church and state?
Well, it depends on, well, let's play it out. Do we currently have that? During COVID, the government was able to shut down the church. Should that be allowed?
I mean, I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so the point is that we don't even have separation of church and state because the state was able to tell the church whether or not that you could practice on Easter. Now, that's the standard that they currently have. Do I believe in a separation of morality and state? Of course not. Now, the morality that built the West is the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments is the best rules of life for any society to flourish and to be able to succeed. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall have no other idols. You shall not take the Lord's name in vain. Honor your mother and father, so you may live long in the land of which you are in. Honor the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Do not murder. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Do not covet. Do not commit adultery. It's out of order, but that's still the 10 Commandments. Those rules for life is what the founders believed, so much so that they're in the halls of Congress and the Supreme Court. That we believe is transcendently transmitted to us, and that when we do not submit to those 10 Commandments, our country starts to fall apart.
But if you think about it, most wars when religion gets entangled into a culture and even government, most wars have started because of that.
So that's a talking point that has no basis, and that's okay because a professor told you that. So let's go to the truth. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What religion did Mao Zedong believe in, the great murderer of China who killed 50 million people?
I don't know.
He was an atheist. What religion did Joseph Stalin believe in, who killed over 30 million people of the Soviet Union?
Atheist.
He was an atheist. So that's 80 million people murdered in 2 countries in just the 20th century that did not believe in any religion. So it's an easy talking point to say that religion causes war, but in reality, it seems as if actually totalitarian dictatorships rooted in atheism and a lack of the divine is what caused more human suffering in the 20th century than not. Adolf Hitler was not a Christian. Adolf Hitler was at war with God and thought he was God and a total maniac. So there is no basis for what you're saying. You might be thinking about like the Crusades or something like 600 or 700 years ago, or the Inquisition, if that's the case, I think you need a better argument, because religion actually keeps people sane, free, and moral, not towards war and conflict.
But isn't the war that's currently occurring in Israel and Palestine over religion and their land?
Yes and no. It's more over territories and boundaries. Of course, they're religious wars, but if you look at the major wars over the last 30 or 40 years even, some are religious, some are not. But Russia and Ukraine, are they fighting over religion?
No.
No. Or Central African Republic Civil War, are they fighting over religion? No. So it's an easy talking point. There really is no truth to it in the modern era.
Thank you so much for watching. I tried to learn the pronunciation of atheist. Is it atheist? Okay, so I was trying to learn the pronunciation. I hope I get the pronunciation well. So we all know that atheists are people who don't believe in God. They are people who don't believe in anything at all. They don't believe in the supremacy of God. They don't believe that God exists. So so when he came out saying religion is what is causing war in this entire war, it's a big lie from the pit of hell. When we talk about religion, religion brings about peace. It brings about unity. It brings about oneness. It brings about togetherness. It brings about, God, and God himself is love. So how come is he trying to say that religion is what is bringing war in the world? The thing is that atheists don't believe in anything. They don't believe that God exists. And thank God we have someone like Donald Trump, right? We have someone like Donald Trump who is ready to bring God to the fullness and to America as a whole. Thank God he's back to the United States of America. He's back to his official seat and is ready to bring Americans to the fullness of God. At least it's going to bring us closer to God, because the thing is that a lot of us are deviating as outside God's will, which is totally wrong. Everything that we do here in the earth, we are here on a purpose, and we are here for God's assignment. Now, he talked about the Israel and the Palestine. When we talk about the Israel and the Palestine, it's not about religion matter. It's about them fighting for territories. We all know that Israel and Palestinians are fighting for territories. It's all about fighting for war. This person want to possess his or her possession. So most of the war that happen in the entire world, it's not as if it is religion that is bringing problem. Religion doesn't bring problem. Everyone believe in their own God. The Muslim believe that they serve God. The Christian believe they serve God. The problem we are having in today's world is territories. This one is, coveting someone's property, someone's land, possessions here and there. This tribe fighting this tribe and all that. Everyone want to claim possessions of their own. So what am I trying to say in essence? We are one, and we are one body in Christ. So just like I said, we are just in this world to come and buy and sell. We are here for God's assignment, to propagate God's kingdom. So we cannot continue to fight. We can't continue to bring war to ourselves. We need to come to terms that we are one. Avoid racism, avoid inequality, avoid partiality, avoid anything that has to do with separation, and come together as one. Thank God we have someone like Charlie who advocates and is a great activist. God bless him so much. Trust me, I do not own any right to this content. I'm just reacting to it by adding my own feedback and commentaries. So if you haven't subscribed, do well to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. Give us a huge thumbs up. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.